Good evening, YouTube. Tire Metalhead Weatherman here. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Video is going to be up a little bit later, as there were a lot of errands for me to run today. Just getting ready for typical grown-up stuff. You know what I'm talking about. It's just part of the game. But anyway, if you look on Radar Omega, it looks like a lot of our freezing rain is starting to dissipate and it's changing over to rain finally. The ice storm that seems like it would never end in association with the winter storm. Maria or Mara, whichever one you want to call it. It's about out of here. We still have some ongoing heavy rain, but it's not expected to cause too much problems in the way of flooding. It's just going to be annoying for your morning commute tomorrow for a lot of these regions here and into the overnight tonight. We have very unfortunate news, however, for these regions, for some of these regions over here. 7 people, as a result of this ice storm, have passed away in Texas, 2 in Oklahoma, or actually it was 1 in Oklahoma, and then 2 in Arkansas. Plus, we have over 500,000 plus power outages in all 4 of these states combined, and there still could be more reports coming in. Last time I saw a report was at about 7 p.m. It's currently it is actually 9 p.m. now, so we'll have to see what ends up yielding from additional reports. I'm not entirely sure about the ice totals either. I haven't found any reports in regards to final totals here, but a large swath of this area was seeing up to a quarter-inch plus of ice. I wouldn't doubt that some areas towards Texas in particular could have seen up to about 3/4 inch plus. Parts of I would say southern Arkansas, just south of Little Rock, I would say you definitely saw about half an inch, possibly more. And then maybe over towards Memphis, we got close to about half an inch, if not a little more than that as well. We also have to keep this little corner of Mississippi in mind because they copped it pretty bad here too. So we'll have to see what these final reports end up yielding. It's hard to really measure ice in an ice storm as it's ongoing, so guess we really can't expect much from that. But that being said, let's look at what's ahead here, because now that we have the ice storm out of here, if you notice, we have those winter storm severity indexes now starting to work their way into the northeast, and snow is already starting to fall in these regions. So this is going to become the new topic over the course of the weekend. That plus brutally cold temperatures are expected. In fact, this is the second time today that I've seen a snow squall develop right around the UP of Michigan here towards Sault Ste. Marie. And this is going to be persisting over the next day or so. The record cold's going to be right behind it. So let's go ahead and take a look at all of that, shall we? So here we are with our temperatures right now. This is over the entire country. And I've clicked the sounding without any desire to do so. All right, so here's where our record cold is coming in now. We see negative temperatures into the teens right now, and this is going to be stretching further and further southward. Northeast is going to be in play for most of this. And we will see the temperatures start to really stretch a little further into the south. The whole country goes through a cool down, but the main area of interest is going to be over towards the northern plains and then, of course, the northeast. Northern plains aren't going to really get too much snow. It's just going to be brutally cold here. But we're going to be dealing with a lot of lake effect snow from this system. We'll be talking about lake effect snow and how that forms in another video for the Weather Nerd 101 playlist. So stay tuned for that. Could be coming within the next week or so. We're finally going to start to talk about winter weather there. But you can clearly see here as we're looking towards Friday morning into Friday afternoon, those negative temperatures have really started to take hold here. They aren't diminishing at all by any stretch of the imagination. Say by about 1 or 2 p.m. over here towards the northeast, we have negative teens all the way to the coast. So this could be causing some freezing spray problems as we end up getting any sort of tide, any sort of waves that pop up around that region. Even towards the southeast, we're looking like we're pretty cold. All the way down to Atlanta, we could be seeing below freezing temperatures into the overnight. And actually, it stretches even further than that. Those teens in the overnight hours even start to stretch into the Ohio Valley, stretching into the mountains around West Virginia here. Virginia, you could be seeing single-digit temperatures, which is crazy. But those negative temperatures, again, are going to be mainly based around the far northeastern tier of the U.S. here. We're starting to see some negative mid-20s and negative 30s now. Wow, that's really unfortunate. We start to get towards Saturday. We start to get warm back up, thankfully. And even into the overnight, the temperatures aren't going to be as bitterly cold, thankfully. So this is going to be an uncomfortable point for a lot of you guys up here. But at least this isn't going to be a long-lasting situation. A couple of days of cold, and then we'll be We'll be on our way back up to average temperatures. Another piece of good news for this region up here is particularly that the eastern half of the country looks like it's definitely going to be warmer as we head further into February. So just try to get through this as best you can. I don't know if it brings a lot of solace, but I'm trying, okay? But over here towards the west, we can't forget you guys either, and we'll go over you guys a little bit more tomorrow. That brutal cold does make its way over, but it doesn't really linger over there for long. This is a quick moving system, and once we get towards Saturday for you guys, it's already about out of there. Unless you're in the mountain ranges, there's really not a lot going on there. It's going to be about average, maybe slightly above. But we're going to be in this flip-flop pattern for a bit here. And now that we're starting to see this warm-up, I'd say next week, keep an eye out for severe weather. Another thing to note here with this system is the fact that other than the lake effect snow, it's going to be pretty quiet. This rain's going to be moving out of here by Friday. And for the most part, we're going to be pretty quiet. There's a couple of smaller systems that make their way towards the northwest here and towards the west coast. But most of that's going to actually affect north of the border. Maybe Sunday we'll have to watch for some extended periods of rain over towards Seattle, so to speak, Tacoma. But beyond that, not really a whole lot going there. We'll go into further detail about what the whole weekend will look like tomorrow night, as we'll have the weekend forecast up by then. With no more ice really to fall, I guess this is really the end of the video. It's kind of crazy to think that it's finally over. But hopefully you guys made it through safely. If you did, let me know in the comments what your experience was like. Tell your story. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Double click, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. It's been Tyler, Metalhead Weatherman. Have a good night. I'll see you soon.